Shericka Jackson in the middle, trying to stretch away from Richardson. Richardson digging deep.
The tension between ShaCarri Richardson and Shericka Jackson is almost palpable, at least on the track, where they both aim to emerge victorious, but only one can do so. Every athlete is extremely competitive. That's a part of their love for the sport. At the same time, all are aware that sportsmanship is a vital component of any sport and/or competition. ShaCarri Richardson and Shericka Jackson are very strong competitors on the track, and they both know it. Each of them is aware of how strong of a competitor the other is. They may hate each other's guts on the track, whether during or after the race, but it stays there. At least that's what we know and see. In fact, at the 2023 Miramar Invitational, the two shared a heartwarming moment that didn't escape the fans' attention. There, fans captured the athletes sharing a happy moment. In a viral video, fans captured Richardson and Jackson smiling at each other before going in for a hug. They laughed while the Jamaican patted the American on her head before walking away. It is worth noting, though, that they weren't competing against each other at the time, which supports my earlier premise that they hate, and I use the term loosely, each other only on the track. Outside of it, they're just two sprinters who share a lot in common: their love for the sport and the shared understanding of the challenges they face as an athlete. Their encounter at the Miramar Invitational made the fans' hearts happy. One even said, "A queen sees another queen." That is true to an extent. After all, only one of them can truly emerge as the queen on the track, as there can only be one first placer, obviously. But outside the track, they're both indeed queens. For now, though, let's talk about their rivalry inside the track, or on it if you want to be more technical. Simply put, both athletes are striving to be at the top of their game or literally finish first in a race. In fact, Shericka Jackson and ShaCarri Richardson will be competing against each other in Budapest, both in the 100-meter and 200-meter, according to the list of athletes competing at the event released a few days ago. In the list, the athletes' personal best and season best numbers are encoded along with their names. In the women's 100-meter, Shericka is at the top of the list with a PB of 10.65, which also happens to be her season's best. ShaCarri is next in line with a PB of 10.71, which is also her season's best. In the 200-meter, Shericka is second on the list with a PB of 21.45 and a season's best of 21.71. While ShaCarri is fourth with a PB of 21.94, which is also her season's best. So, that said, what can we expect from them in Budapest? Let's take a look at their races so far this season and try to guess who has the highest chance to win in the two distances. At the 2023 Doha Diamond League in May, Shericka Jackson finished second in Doha 100 meters behind American star ShaCarri Richardson, who finished fastest to clock a world lead time of 10.76, which also eclipsed the meeting record previously held by the late Tori Bowie. Jackson was second in 10.85, with Britain's Dinah Asher-Smith running 10.98 in third. Still, the Jamaican was all smiles when she said,
It was a pretty good race. I know that time we probably shot coach, but I just wanted to have fun. I did that tonight. I'm working on my start, and I think I did pretty good. So
it was also then that she shared,
I have 2 weeks break, and then I go Morocco to run my first 200 of the season.
Instead, ShaCarri streaked to a 100 meters victory in the first Diamond League meeting of the season in Doha, setting a meet record with a time of 10.76 seconds.
Jackson and Richardson, here comes Richardson. It's going to be tight. Richardson's going to get it. New meeting record. 10.77. The win is legal. I said watch out for her.
In addition to her win, it was even more remarkable when she beat Jamaica's world 200-meter champion Shericka Jackson, who clocked at 10.85 seconds.
10.76, and Tori Bowie's meeting record has gone to her teammate ShaCarri Richardson.
The two met again and ran against each other last month at the 2023 Silesia Diamond League in Poland. There, the two fastest women of 2023 met in the 100-meter, and it was ShaCarri Richardson who came out on top. Although Jackson looked like she would prevail as she took over from fast-starting home favorite Yua Swoboda at halfway, Richardson stuck to her game plan and held her form to finish strong, going in just meters from the line to triumph in 10.76.
Shericka Jackson in the middle, trying to stretch away from Richardson. Richardson digging deep. Richardson coming good in the closing stages. And that is a big win from ShaCarri Richardson.
Richardson, who at the time was unbeaten in the distance for the season, said afterward, "It was an amazing race. I am really having fun. The 10.76, I love the time. I put a great race together. This was a great competition. It was amazing. I executed correctly."
I just came out here, had some fun, great competition. I was definitely looking forward to racing all of the ladies, especially the birthday girl. Anytime we line up, it's an amazing race. My training partner, Tita Terry, all of the ladies in the race are amazing.
She also shared how she loved the atmosphere there. "I wish we could replicate this in the US. All the energy, all the love from the audience. I was satisfied with my race altogether." So, for the time ShaCarri Richardson and Shericka Jackson ran against each other in the 100 meters, ShaCarri emerged victorious each time. It is worth noting, however, that in the distance, Jackson still has the fastest season's best of 10.65. Meanwhile, in the 200 meters, the two are yet to run against each other, but so far they have been performing extremely well in their respective races in the distance. For Shericka, she dominated the women's 200 meters field with a meeting record of 21.98 seconds at the 2023 Rabat Diamond League in May.
Tell you what, Shericka Jackson was a little sleepy out of the blocks, I thought. Came up very upright very quickly, didn't stay low, Chris. But once she got into a running after about 60 or 70, you got the impression she was just accelerating all the time.
Not only did she set a new personal season best, but also a meeting record when she posted a time that was the second fastest of the season at the time. Her time of 21.98 seconds is trailing only St. Lucian sprinter Julian Alfred's world-leading performance of 21.91 seconds, clocked while representing the University of Texas. Although Shericka didn't have the fastest start,
Jackson third from left in the yellow spikes. Very slow out of her
she
block.
displayed exceptional speed and control in the second half of the race.
Got a bit of running to do. Tamara Dazev still leads at the moment, but now Shericka Jackson beginning to build her form. Remember, she is better at 400 meters as well as 200 meters, and she's beginning to ease away now. Coming through strongly in 4 is Strawn, who's finishing really strongly. Finishes a meter or so down.
Ultimately securing the victory and surpassing her previous season best of 22.25 seconds, which she...
That winning time, 21.98. And that is a new meeting record by quite a margin.
Which she achieved at the JAAA All-Comers 2023 Series meeting in Kingston a few days before. Shericka also competed in the women's 200 meters at the István Gulyai Memorial, a World Athletic Continental Tour Gold event, at Brago Athletic Center in Szekesfehérvár in Hungary. There, Shericka Jackson cruised to victory in the women's 200 meters when she demonstrated her prowess with a fairly good time of 22.02, 1.0 milliseconds.
Looking at Shericka Jackson yesterday. Similarly today, 22.02 suggests that she's still in a certain loading phase of her training, final phase going on towards the World Championships.
As for ShaCarri's 200 meters journey this season, she became second fastest in the world this year in the 200 meters when she comfortably took the 200 meters at the Moi International Sports Center in Kasarani, Nairobi, with a meet record time of 22.02 seconds.
ShaCarri Richardson powering around the bend. Can she convert that into the straight? She looks tall, she looks smooth. ShaCarri Richardson powers down this track here in Nairobi. She's got 40 meters to go. She celebrates.
There, ShaCarri Richardson produced a dominant display at the Kip Keino Classic, the third stop of the World Athletics Continental Gold Tour. ShaCarri Richardson surged ahead just before the final straight and increased her lead before slowing down and crossing the finish line, ahead of fellow Americans Kira Jefferson and Shannon Ray. Then, at the 2023 U.S. Track and Field Championships in Eugene, Oregon, ShaCarri put up the fastest time across all 4 heats, with a time of 21.61 during the opening round heats of the women's 200 meters. However, on the 200 meters final the next day, it was Gabby Thomas who set the 200 meters world lead, clocking at 21.61, a personal best, meeting record, and the fastest time of 2023. ShaCarri's 21.94 personal best was good for second, while Kayla White's 22.01, another personal best, was third. Overall, both ShaCarri and Shericka have been doing great so far this season, and it's hard to tell who will outrun the other in the 200 meters and 100 meters races in Budapest. So make sure to watch out for that. And speaking of Budapest, you should definitely watch out for Ryan Krauser too, and here's why.